Okay, hello everyone. My name's Emily. Welcome back to session 5. Today we're going to be looking at opening the heart. So some really nice shoulder openers, chest openers, as well as bringing a little heat into the core as well to really work on the heart chakra. So we're going to start today lying down. So if you just want to make your way down into a comfortable lying position, and hopefully you've got a little bit of space around you, you've got a little bit of water, and as always, just listen to yourself, listen to your body. And this is your 15 minutes just to really tune into yourself, tune into your body, listen to what you need, and this is for you. So just come into a lying position with both feet kind of splayed out to the sides, palms facing up or palms facing down. And just take a few moments to ground yourself here. Taking a nice deep breath in and sighing out. And we'll do that once more. Breathing in and sighing out. And just see if you can locate any tension within the body that you're maybe holding on to. And just on the next exhale, try to let that go, try to let that seep down into the earth. And don't be afraid to really sigh out, be nice and audible with that. And then hug your knees into your chest, into a nice little seed. And just rock from side to side here gently, just getting a really nice massage into the lower back. Okay, and then we're going to take our hands out to the side, keeping our knees up, so we're in it like a T shape. And we're going to take a breath in here. And on the next exhale, just allow your knees to slowly and in a controlled way go over to the right hand side. And just go as far as possible whilst keeping both shoulders nicely on the ground. You may go all the way down, or you may just hover, and that will work into your core a little bit more. So we're just awakening the core here. So breathing back into center, and then breathing out. A nice twist into the lower back, as well as a massage and starting to awaken the core. We're breathing into center, breathing out to side. And we'll do this one more time. Breathing into center, breathing out to the side. That's really nice. And then we'll come to place our feet down on the ground. So readjust your mat if you need to. Okay. And we're aiming here to be able to brush the backs of our heels with our fingertips. And we want to really root down through the arms and the hands, pushing down through all the knuckles, making sure there isn't a gap there underneath the lower back. And again, rooting down through the feet. So on the next inhale, we're going to raise the pelvis up, raise the spine up to arch the spine. When we do this, just want to be mindful that our knees don't splay out. This can be a typical thing to happen. So ideally looking to have a fist's distance between your knees there. Okay, so breathing in to gradually lift up the pelvis one vertebrae at a time, sending the tummy and the chest all the way to the ceiling, really arching it round into bridge pose. And then bringing the hands together underneath the back and rolling out onto the shoulders to open up the chest, open up the heart, but also protect the neck. So you need to really keep engaged here through the thighs and the core. And just breathe in here. See if you can notice your tummy rise as you breathe in. and fall as you exhale. Breathing in here. And once more, breathing in and exhale. And then gently unclasping the hands, rolling the shoulders and allowing the spine to come down one vertebrae at a time. I'm just hugging the knees in here to counterbalance this. So Hatha is all about opposites, and just like the yin and the yang, or the moon and the sun. So if we've arched our spine one way, we want to counterbalance that by bending it the other way and giving it a nice massage here. Okay, that's great. We're then going to start to roll the other way, so rolling forward now, getting a little bit of momentum here, and seeing if we can roll all the way up into a seated position. And then from here, sending our feet backwards into tabletop position. Sorry, I'm just going to straighten my mat. Okay, there we go. So, aiming here to have having the sit bones directly above the knees, shoulders directly above the wrists, really rooting down here through all the fingers, all the knuckles, keeping a nice integrity through the back. And on the next inhale, we're going to drop the tummy down, drop the chest down, all the way down, finally lifting the head and looking forward into cow. So this is really good for the spine health. And then exhaling to draw the back up towards the ceiling like a cat. And breathing in to send the tummy down. Seeing if you can almost get a ripple effect. So starting the movement from the base of your spine and rippling that up all the way through like a Mexican wave. Head going last as you exhale. And once more, breathing in. Sending the tummy down. Head last of all. And then just coming back to a neutral spine. We're then going to start to work into the core a little bit. So if you're noticing your wrists are starting to hurt a little bit, or it can be quite hard on the wrists, feel free to come into a fist position here, and that can sometimes help. And what we're going to do is a little Superman. So breathing in, sending opposite hand and leg forward. So left arm forward, right leg back. Really stretch, stretch, stretch. Breathing in here, relaxing the shoulders, imagining two people pulling you, and exhaling to curve the back, drawing the knee in, drawing the hand in, arcing the spine. And breathing in to send opposite hand and leg forward, looking forward here. And really stretching, and exhaling, drawing the body in. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. Coming back to tabletop first of all. And then breathing in, sending opposite leg forward. So this uses the core. Starts to get that awake a little bit. It's also good for the spine. Breathing out. And breathing in. Looking forward, really stretching. Trying to do this with a slowness and a controlled nature. Breathing in here. That's great. Okay, and then we're then going to just sit back onto our heels. So we can go up onto our toes, And this gets a nice little stretch into the backs of the feet whilst we're doing it. We can often forget about the feet when they're kind of scrunched up in shoes. So we'll just give the wrists a bit of a play, so whatever they need. So maybe just going in the opposite direction here. It's really important just to look after your wrists. It can be quite hard on your wrists when you first start getting into yoga. So just spinning them around there. That's great. We're now going to go into a really nice chest shoulder opener called puppy pose. So going back into tabletop, keeping our knees and our feet and our hands on train tracks. We're going to lower our forearms down into the ground, placing our elbows where our hands were. Just checking our alignment here. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands, forearms forward. Till they're nice and straight here. So aiming just to keep that forearm point of contact on the ground and the upper arm is off the ground. And you can either bring your chest, you're aiming to get your chest nice and down, but you can either bring your forehead down onto the ground, or you can work your chin down towards the ground and kind of look forward. And again, breathing deeply in here. This is really good for opening up the chest, opening up the shoulders, and releasing tension in the lower back. Okay, really nice. And then gently coming up out of this. We're going to bring our forearms closer towards our body, but keeping them down on the ground. We're going to go into a pose called Dolphin, which is a variation on downward dog. So it can be useful to do this if your wrists are feeling a little bit painful for downward dog. So we're keeping our forearms down on the ground. So we're going to curl our toes under. Send our sit bones up to the sky. So if we had a tail, we'd be sending it straight up into the air. And again, not worrying too much about getting the heels down towards the ground, but really focusing on opening up the shoulders, bringing the chest down towards the ground. And you can pedal this out a little bit here, hopefully getting a nice stretch through the back of the legs as well. And you want to be looking down towards your feet. So this is Dolphin. It's quite a playful little pose. It can be quite intense as well, but really helping to open up the shoulders. And then on the next exhale, bringing the knees down towards the ground, bringing the toes to touch, and sending the sit bones back into child's pose. And you can bring your hands down towards your feet as well, just to release that tension in the shoulders as well, and coming into a nice little seat on the ground. Taking a nice deep breath in here. And then finally coming back up into tabletop this time, and taking our hands about 1 hand distance forward, curling the toes and going up into downward facing dog. So again, a really fundamental pose in yoga. And again, trying not to worry too much about where your heels are. You do want to be keeping a nice micro bend in the knees, not forcing this pose too much. And almost want to imagine having the shadow of a back bend in your back. And again, turning that tail up towards the sky. Breathing in, rolling the shoulders out and down, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. And again, you can gently pedal this out here. This is really good for strength and balance and core and opening up the chest. We're then going to go into three-legged dog. So putting your weight down onto your left leg, going to send the right leg up into the sky, breathing in here, and then exhaling to come forward into plank, and bringing your right knee to your right elbow, and breathing in, sending it back up to the sky, and then breathing out, right knee to left elbow this time. Placing the foot back down on the ground, we're going to do the same on the other side. Breathing in, sending the left leg up to the sky. Breathing out, coming forward into a plank, left knee to left elbow. Breathing in, sending the left leg up to the sky. Drawing it across the body here. Again, using the core to really tuck yourself in. Placing it back down on the ground. Really feeling that again back into downward dog. And then bringing your knees down to the ground, toes to touch. Sending the heels, the sit bones back to the heels and down into child's pose. And again, you can bring your hands down towards your ankles. And see if you can notice any differences or changes in your body from when you started. That might have increased the heart rate. You might be able to feel a bit of an opening in the shoulders. Okay, and then when you're ready, slowly coming back up into a comfortable seated position. And just coming to sit with a nice elongated spine. So thank you very much for joining me today, and hopefully it's worked a little way into your heart, opening your chest out. And thank you very much. Namaste.